Hey everybody. Last time I videoed this truck, it was just a rolling chassis. Made a lot of progress on it since then. This is a 1970 Chevy C10 short bed. Paint's been done. We've got a granite blue. Looks blue sometimes, looks gray sometimes with the white roof. Still waiting for the short bed to come back from the body shop, but we got some progress. Well, I'm doing a full restoration and an LS swap on it. This is a LS3 430 horse with the L65E transmission and the complete wiring harness with the ECM and fuse box and everything. This is a new motor that you can go into a Chevy dealer and you can buy the whole package. It comes as what they call a connect and cruise, and everything plugs in, everything bolts up, and away you go. This does have a Holley front drive assembly, which gives you water pump, alternator, power steering, air conditioning brackets, all that. Putting an entropy radiator in it, and this radiator again has got the standard factory mounts. Entropy built it to drop into the 67 to 72 Chevys. Ties into a controller here. These wires will go to the ECM. That'll control it. I think the ECM from General Motors got it programmed at 207 to come on, but you can adjust that if need be. Doing a wire harness with it, which is American Auto wire. It's got all the connectors, headlight, marker light, turn signal. Change the steering box out. It's got a CPP 500 series steering box. Doing the suspension, which is Hotchkiss TVS Sports suspension. This is tubular A-arms, larger sway bars, and it's got the whole setup for front and rear. Hotchkiss or Wellwood brakes on the front, 6-piston, and just did drum brakes on the back, but it's a Moser 12-bolt rear. I'm going to run a 342 in it. I just don't want this really to be that much of a hot rod. I'd rather have it more of a highway cruiser. So, just the project's progress so far. AC condenser in for vintage air setup. With the control wires coming out here. Air conditioning and a heater control valve. I'm going to put a ground block down there and tie all the wires in together. So we're making progress. Oh, down here, this is a fuse box that comes from General Motors with as a part number, and it's tied all together. It's got ECM, it's got a transmission control module, and there's just an output for fuel. There's for a coolant fan, and then it's got a bulkhead connection that plugs in and everything that goes to the dash and the ignition, and it's a simple project. It's a simple process. If you can read directions and you can do some YouTube research, you can put this together. I've had a lot of experience at taking cars apart and putting them together, but never doing any heavy fabrication. With this, for instance, the suspension, everything kind of bolts on. It's made for, again, this C10 generation, and it bolts on. You've got to do some drilling of holes in the frame to get things to fit. The shock mount, the towers were a little different, but if you can follow directions, man, you can do this. And I've had this much success with it so far, and hope to get this thing running in a few months. I was gonna run the transmission controller and the ECM probably out on the fender wells under the hood, but it kind of looked a little tacky, so I was able to reroute it under the floor, and just 3 clips are going to tie it in, and that runs It runs everything for the motor, injectors and, you know, everything for the motor. There's your ECM, everything just plugs right in. Cab interior's coming along. I've got down the Dynamat for heat, and then sound pad, their 1/4-inch sound pad. And I'm gonna run that in here once I get everything tied into the dashboard. There's a HVAC all tied in. True drive-by wire here. If you look at the controller, I'm not gonna show you underneath, but no more cable converters or anything like that. If you got just a wiring harness, it plugs into the back of the controls and plugs into here. And you got to calibrate it. There's a wire in here that will calibrate it, and you'll have heat and air conditioning. Stereo, got it's custom auto stereo, I believe it is, out of Florida, Tampa, Florida, or Palm Harbor, Florida. It's to match the original one. It looks great. But it's got some new technology. It's got Bluetooth in it. I wasn't going to run speakers in the kick or anywhere around. I just did with the this original one speaker in the back or in the front. And I'll go around the other side and show you the dash wiring at this, where we're at right here. Everything here, got the grill all built. I'm just gonna hang that once I get everything tied in up front. Fender wells, had them powder coated, just sitting here waiting to get them installed. Anybody recognizes the rim, they're off of a base Camaro. The truck was 6-bolt and converted to the 5 and 4 3/4. So these are just rollers right now, just to get it until they decide what the final rim's going to be on the truck. The Dakota digital dash going to be in there, and there's our progress on here. Headlight switch is in, wiper switch is in, ignition I haven't tied that in yet. But here it is. This is American Auto Wire's 67 to 72 kit. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't get used because of the LS swap. But with that Dakota digital dash, everything ties into this bin module. As you can see, it's got high beam, left, right turn signal, dim, and your tachometer. I'm sorry, this is a terrible example here. At ground, 12-volt constant ignition power tack. You can read them as it goes along here. But as a, for instance, this is the plug that originally would tie into the original dash. These wires are going to get cut. I'm sorry. This is the plug that plugs into the dash, or the original dash. These are going to get cut, and they're going to plug in to here. And then there's one cable. It's in the box for Dakota that plugs into here. The cable display plugs in here into the back of the dash. You turn the switch, and everything should light up and everything should work in theory. But again, if you can read the directions and you can do some Google searches on the manufacturer, again, there's videos out there from Dakota Digital that show you how to tie it all in. And I'm just following along with that. But I just wanted you guys to see the progress that I was making. And here we are. So I hope to get it on the road pretty soon, but that's where we are. Thanks for watching, and I'll give you another video once we get some more progress.